Hey Aquarius, this is your reading for the week of May 19th, 2025. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, even if that includes this entire message. Let us jump right in because you had two cards that already fell out here, so we're going to do past, present, future, and then good things. Good things to come, the good stuff, like just a message from your guides of encouragement, okay? So here we are. So right now, in your recent past, we have the Eight of Cups, which is walking away from something that didn't serve you. So whatever that situation was, it wasn't for your highest and best. And you were like, I'm done, I got it. I have to move on for my own well-being. That's what the Eight of Cups is. Then we have the Empress reversed. So this wasn't a situation where you could thrive. And that's why you had to walk away. And then we have, this is confirmation of that, Ace of Swords reversed. So you weren't able to, birth your own desires, have your creative thoughts, have input, be able to do what you felt should have been done in the way that it should have been done. And so you decided to go a different way. And so we see now that because you went a different way, you have Nine of Pentacles, which is being in a place of stability, feeling like you made the right decision when you walked away. And then we have Five of Swords as well. Five of Swords is conflict, but I think in this, it's like you're feeling pretty stable. Fours are all about balance, feeling stable, and you know what's for you, you know what's not for you. And so this is like walking away from conflict. Like, okay, this ish is happening over here. I'm not going to engage in it because I know what I need to be spending my energy on, and it's not this. And so presently, like you've just kind of like you're in a good place. That's what Nine of Pentacles is. You're like sowing seeds for harvest, and you're almost at your harvest. Like you've made the right decisions to get you to where you are today, and that's a beautiful thing. And so we have for your future, we have Ten of Wands reversed, and Two of Pentacles reversed, and then the Sage of Swords reversed. And these are just reminders that you do have the wisdom that you need. You just need to trust that wisdom. If you're doubting yourself and you're going back and forth in your mind, like, okay, should I do this? Should I do that? I don't know. Like, trust your intuition. Trust your intuition because that's what got you out of this mess back here and into something that makes you feel more comfortable. Like you feel at peace with this situation. So the Spirit's just saying, trust your intuition. Because in the future, like, you might have some doubts about where to go next or what to do next, but you have the answers. You have the answers. And this is also a reminder, like, so 10 of Wands is about also harvest. Like you have good things coming up. Like you've been doing your work. And because you've been doing your work and working on yourself and knowing what's for you and what's not for you, and knowing how to heal and how to move forward and how to change and wanting to change, you're at a place where you're like ready to grow. Like you are almost at the finish line here. And you're almost ready to like really reap the whole harvest of what you've been working on and working towards. But this is a reminder though to not carry more than you're able and to know your boundaries and to not overwork yourself. Even if it's something that you really enjoy, like don't take on more than you can handle. It's okay to say no. That's why sorry. This is all. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say no. I probably should have looked at my card before I did that. So you see how they're burdened? It's good because they're almost at their harvest. They're almost at the finish line. But because this is like in other decks, you see people with all this big bundle of, uh, you know, branches or whatever, the wands, and they're heading towards home. And so you're heading towards home. But this is just spirit saying, like, don't take on more than you can chew. And it's okay to say no. It's okay if you need a break and you need to rest. Do that. Because you need to be in balance. And when we don't trust our intuition, is what this is saying, your lesson to be learned. When we don't trust our intuition, when we carry more than we can handle, and then we feel out of balance, like we are not in alignment, we feel off, like we're stressed, we're anxious, like you can't sleep at night, all these things. So it's important to like be grounded, know what you can do, what you can't do, say yes and no to those things, and to keep yourself in balance. And then we have the good stuff here. We have Five of Cups, which again is confirmation of this. All right, Eight of Cups is always walking away for what doesn't serve you. This is what you walked away from. It was a situation that was toxic. The snake is toxic. And you see your cups like spilling out. Like you weren't in a good place. And so we also have the Hierophant or idea reversed, standing in your truth, and strength reversed. And so this is all in the good stuff though, because you're growing in these areas. You're growing in what you can handle and what you can say yes and no to, reversed. You're growing in your truth. Your truth, really, I should look at the cards before I put these up. You're growing in your truth, your beliefs, what you know about yourself to be true. I can do this. This is who I am. I'm not going to apologize for who I am. If you cannot contain who I am, then you need to move along. Because I am who I'm supposed to be. I am not too much. You just need a bigger container. Know who you are. Know who you are. And then you're growing into this too. These are your lessons, basically. Facing your fears and having that courage to stand up and say, no, I'm not going to do that. No, that's not who I am. You don't get to define me. Like, no, I'm a strong, badass woman, male, non-binary, fill in the blank. Like, you don't get to define me. You don't get to tell me what my limitations are. You don't get to tell me what my strengths are. If it's in a demeaning way, of course. Like, I know who I am and I'm standing fully in that. And so this is in the good stuff because this is what you're currently learning right now. And it's good. It's good to know what your boundaries are. It's good to know your truth. It's good to know what you can handle and what you can't handle, what empties your cups, what makes you feel depleted, what makes you feel depressed, and what makes you feel joy. And so this is what you're currently in. And it's good. Like, you've learned a lot. You've said no to a lot of things. Especially recently, you've stood up for yourself. It doesn't have to be to a certain person. For some, it could be. But I just see you walked away from a situation and you decided to go a different route. And now, like, you're feeling stable. But Spirit's trying to remind you, stay balanced. Don't take more than you can chew. Don't bite off more than you can chew. And go inward. Like, trust your intuition. Trust your wisdom. Trust the lessons that you learned in the past. Like, if you feel a red flag coming up, don't let it slide this time. Trust it. Trust it. Don't give that benefit of the doubt. Trust it. Trust it. And then you're learning, you're becoming this being who is just fully themselves. Fully like I'm Bet. Like, I know who I am. Whatever you say can't budge me. It doesn't matter if it's a positive thing or a negative thing. Like, I know who I am. And I know what my strengths are. And I know what my abilities are, what I can carry, and what I can give and what I can't give. And that's powerful. It is. It's very powerful, Aquarius. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and I'll see you next week.